my party. We're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scar.
So as a follow-up to the video that I made with that guy right there, the UV-5R8 watt or 8W, UV-5R8W, we had a lot of comments, we had a lot of questions, and I figured I would address some of those, and we could actually assemble this right here in front of you so you can see what this radio is really all about. So the first one that I wanted to address comes from Nick's RC908. And this person says, these radios must be selling like hotcakes because it says it's sold out already on your link. Nick SRC908, thank you for letting me know. I have already updated the link for you, and now you will be able to buy one if you want to using the link in the description. The next person that had something to say was John Brady 8345. Maybe you should actually state the fact that the rules, unless an individual is in imminent risk of death, is prohibited under FCC regulations for an unlicensed individual to transmit on the ham band. Penalties, if caught doing so, are steep. In addition, because of the build quality of the Bofang radios, in general, they are not FCC type accepted. Listening, as you stated, is perfectly legal. Transmitting runs the risk of the radio's superfluous emission causing interference with the legal ham operations and local police and fire units responding to life-threatening situations. Please ask your followers to study the test for a ham radio license, which will allow them the opportunity to communicate legally. Thank you. I did respond to John, and John, I'll just read it out for you here, guys. John, let's just ask Google. Can an unlicensed person use a ham radio in an emergency? The answer came back pretty simple. The use must pertain to the emergency. Emergency is defined as the prevention of harm to life. Oh, that doesn't go there. I'm going to need to put the bass on first. There we go. Must pertain to the emergency. The emergency is defined to preventing harm to life and liberty. The regulation in Part 97 of, and I'm trying to read and do this at the same time, is defined, I probably should spin this one, as to prevent human life and property. The regulation in Part 97, the FCC rules for ham radios, quote, let not these rules prevent the use of amateur radio when communications pertaining to safety of life and property. John, thank you for your comment. Now go away. No one likes a hamhead. And if you guys don't know what a hamhead, John is a hamhead. It's nothing personal, John. It's just that you think that your comments are more important than everyone else's. If you're wondering, it actually came with a smaller antenna that I never, ever, ever use. The next person who commented was Kevlar Negative. And this person says he's not wrong. He's not wrong, but also very wrong. You're not just wrong, you're also very wrong. Much better advice would be getting your technician license for amateur radio, which is piss easy. It will prepare and teach you how and when to use your radio and so much more. Get in touch with your local club. Most people there are very welcoming as they want to educate and infect, that's interesting, people with the bug. Not knowing how to use the radio can cause you to interfere with someone actually needing the help ASAP, but also beacon your location when you want to stay hidden. Stay safe, people. Kevlar. If you watch the original video, you would know, and Kevlar is a borderline hamhead, you would know this is exactly what I told people in the video. Now listen, hamheads will do one thing. They'll simply tell you, don't do this, get your license, be legal, because they want you to be just like them. For the record, I do have a ham license. I have a GMRS license because I don't believe, let me turn this off so I don't break any laws. I don't believe that anyone should ever pay anybody to go I did it in the military for 20 years. I've used SATCOM. I've transmitted from places that you people will never even dream of being nor want to be. And I never paid anybody to do it. And someone's going to be like, hey, well, you were in the military. You're allowed to do that. And I'm going to say, you're absolutely right, but the thumb still works just fine. As far as transmitting over emergency services, well, they all have their own channels, I believe. And I think that people would have enough common sense to not do that. Okay, let's see here. The next one I'd like to move on to is Mr. Tim Harper. He says, check out the Revetis RA89 waterproof, USB charging, more channels, more power, easy to unlock, SMA male antenna, so when the pin breaks, you just get another antenna, not radio. It sounds like it's actually a pretty good thing there, but I actually do have some Retevis radios. I have some Retevis MERS radios. They are quality products. But the purpose of this radio is for the layman, and this can do a lot more than the RA89. And although it's not waterproof, I would think that you wouldn't want to stick it in water. All right, so the last one is going to be a little difficult because I'm going to actually be like putting on the clip itself while I read this. I'm going to go ahead and stick that in there right now so that I can get it done. So, Synec 555. Shitty radio. It cannot focus on the frequency, and there is a problematic barrier in charging. Let me get my eyeballs over here. In charging with a voltage of 9 volts in the PMR, the Bofang 888 holds the frequency better. It is lighter and actually has everything it should have. You can buy an antenna because it does the job, not the power. Alternatively, you can choose the UV-K5 Huishahang. The UV-5R is not in the frequency. How can someone receive the transmission when the radio is playing in the half? I don't know what this guy is yammering on about, but he really loves his 888, his UV-888. So I looked the UV-888 up, and that's not even in the class that the UV-5R is in. And you need a computer to program it. And that means that you also need to use Chirp, which is a program that is free that you can download. It's not intuitive at all. And sometimes you actually have to have a specific cable because the cables are very dependent on the radios. So it sounds to me like this is just way too technical to try and use this. I believe it's an only UHF radio. And it's limited to 18 channels, whereas I can just make as many channels as I want on this little puppy right here. And one of the drawbacks to the 888 is that it is not hand programmable, which means that if you want to change your channels on the fly, you cannot. Thank you for the paragraph of information that you sent to us, but it's basically useless. Now, one of the things that we focused on with this particular radio is this is a cheap radio. I did find it. I got it for less than $35, and I have several of these. As you can tell, I just put this one together. It arrived today. So if you're interested in picking up a simple radio that you can actually turn on, frequency mode, and then I can go 1665,000, and now I've programmed it for that frequency. You cannot do that with the 888, and there's a lot of other radios that you can't do that with. So keeping it very simple, guys. As usual, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links below. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh, you're still here. That's right, another one of these goofy end of the videos. Going to tell you about PrepStock 2024. It's all set up. It's all fired up. We're going to have a great time. Come and hang out with us. Check out the website. Spend a little money. Know the world's not going to end. And know there are no drones circling your house. We'll see you there.